It began in a kitchen heavy with strain, where joy once bounced off the ceramic walls. Now, every sound felt like a blade. My sister Tara stood opposite me, her face flushed, hands balled into fists, her voice sharp enough to cut glass. "I warned you to stay out of my stuff," she yelled, kicking a chair out of her way. "I didn't touch anything," I shot back, gripping the water glass I'd come to get, the only thing I'd laid hands on. "I don't even step foot in your room." That didn't calm her. She charged across the kitchen, and before I could react, she shoved me hard against the refrigerator. Her arm pressed into my chest, a quick, brutal jab. I felt a snap inside. My legs gave out. The glass slipped from my hand, and it shattered, mirroring my shock. I clutched my side, pain slithering up my back like a swarm of stinging wasps. "Mom!" I cried out. "She hurt me. Something's wrong." From the living room came a slow, indifferent voice. "Oh, sweetheart, not this again." I glanced toward the hallway, expecting worry, but Mom didn't budge from the sofa. She didn't ask what happened or check the pain twisting my face. Instead, she sighed, rolling her eyes as if I were a nuisance. "She didn't mean it. Stop making a scene," she mumbled, flicking crumbs off her skirt. "And don't you dare call the police. That'll stain her record. She's got job applications out." I couldn't believe my ears. I was 23, juggling part-time work in college, desperate to escape this poisonous house. Tara, 25, jobless and volatile, was untouchable, the golden child. When I said I thought my rib might be broken, Mom scoffed. "It's probably just a bruise. Pop an Advil and don't ruin our night." That night, I lay in bed, each breath a wheeze, clutching my phone. I wanted to call for help, but I had no insurance, cut off at 18. My savings were non-existent, drained by Mom's borrowing for essentials that somehow became Tara's salon visits or bar tabs. The next morning, Tara was in the kitchen again, humming. No trace of remorse. She smirked when she saw me flinch. "You always bruise like a banana," she said with a laugh, drinking the juice I'd paid for. I wanted to yell, to smash something back, but I stayed silent. I plotted, because I remembered something crucial. Tara had belittled me my entire life, stolen my friends, my birthday cash, even lied to a college boyfriend that I'd cheated just to take him. But now, she had something at stake, a future she was scrambling to secure, and I had something better: evidence. I hobbled to the bathroom, locked the door, and lifted my shirt. The bruise was deep, purple at the core, yellowing at the edges. I recorded it all. The marks, the swelling, the way I winced with every move. I also captured Mom's voice from the night before. "Don't call the cops. It'll wreck her job prospects." I saved copies, emailed them to myself. I wasn't sure what I'd do yet, but something in me had fractured alongside that rib. I was done shielding her. I was through staying quiet while they treated me like the family scapegoat, both physically and emotionally. They'd spent years crafting their story. Tara, the charming, struggling girl just trying to find her way. Me, the burden, the exaggerator, the problem. Not anymore. Not after this, and not after what I was about to do. 3 days passed. I didn't speak to Tara. I skipped family dinners. I didn't react when Mom tossed her usual barbs. "Still pouting, are you?" Or, "Tara's got a big interview tomorrow, don't mess it up with your nonsense." Every word they spoke added kindling to a fire they didn't know was smoldering beneath them. I went to a walk-in clinic alone, each breath shallow and painful. The doctor confirmed a cracked rib. He raised an eyebrow when I said I'd tripped, But I didn't need his sympathy. I needed the paperwork. I paid with my overused credit card, racked up from years of covering Mom's emergencies. Back home, Tara was gloating about her upcoming interview at a prestigious publishing firm. "They want someone real, someone unique," she said, flipping her hair, acting like she hadn't broken my bone. I watched. I waited. The night before her interview, she left her laptop open on the table. I saw her resume, her references. One name stood out: Dr. Ellison, her old professor she'd trashed online years ago for flunking her thesis. I snapped a photo of the screen, took a deep breath, and did something I never imagined I'd do. I called the company's HR department. I didn't lie, not once. I told them who I was, what she'd done. I sent the bruise photos, the audio of Mom's dismissal, the medical report. I closed with, "This is who you're considering for your team." No response came immediately, but I knew they'd seen it. The next morning, Tara left in a sharp blazer, wearing my necklace, the one Grandma willed to me, which Mom said Tara deserved more. She was back by midday, her face a mix of confusion and fury. She hurled her bag across the room, screaming, "Someone sabotaged me!" I stood quietly in the hall listening. "They knew everything," she sobbed. "They got an anonymous file about assault and lies with proof." Mom was appalled, not at Tara's actions, but at the betrayal. "Who would do this to you, honey?" she cooed, stroking her back. Tara's gaze landed on me. "You," she snarled. I tilted my head. "Funny how the truth catches up, isn't it?" That night, the house exploded. Tara smashed a plate. Mom shouted. I locked my door and smiled. The dominoes were falling. The next day, Tara got an email. She was blacklisted from the company's hiring pool. HR had also contacted her university, flagging her falsified resume. I knew she'd lied about her internship hours, and I knew how to prove it. Meanwhile, I gathered every receipt, every bank transfer, every email where Mom borrowed money. I sent it to a legal aid group I found online. Turns out family theft is still theft, and financial abuse is a case on its own. They offered to help me press charges. I stayed silent that week until the day I left. I packed my bag, left a copy of the medical report on the counter, and added an eviction notice. They didn't know yet, but I'd claimed the lease. Grandpa had put the house in my name years ago, not trusting Mom's excuses. The inheritance she swore had disappeared had been growing in a trust. I used it to buy the house outright. When they saw the envelope with my name on it, Mom's voice shook for the first time in years. "You can't do this," she said. "I already did," I replied. "You've got 30 days. Tara lunged, but I didn't waver. This time I had everything I needed. I wasn't afraid anymore. The 30 days flew by. Tara unraveled, applying to jobs, but word spread fast. HR circles talk, especially in her field. No one wanted a candidate tied to assault, fake references, and a cover-up. Every rejection email sent her into a rage, threatening to sue me, but she didn't, because she knew it was true. Mom and Dad tried guilt, then gaslighting. "You've always been dramatic." She didn't mean it. She was stressed. But never once did they say, "We're sorry." Dad muttered, "This house was never yours to take." I smiled. The deed says otherwise. Tara had nowhere to go. Yet, instead of humility, she stormed into my room days before the deadline, acting like I owed her a clean slate. "You're destroying my life," she spat. "You're so obsessed with playing victim, you forgot how to be family." I stood firm. Being your family meant bruises, silence, and pretending you're not a bully. I didn't forget how to be a sister. I just stopped letting you hurt me. She threw her mug. It shattered near my head. I didn't blink. I picked up my phone and said, "Police!" She screamed, but I heard only her panic. This wasn't just about the fight or the rib. It was years of being the fallback, the blamed, the one who paid when the TV broke, the phone bill lapsed, or money vanished. This was my life story, and I was finally writing the end. The police came. Tara barricaded herself in the bathroom, sobbing. Mom begged me to drop it. "This'll ruin her future," she pleaded. "You should have thought of her future when you ignored my pain." They got 48 more hours. When they left, they didn't say goodbye. Tara stormed out with bags of clothes, Mom yelling behind her. Dad stared at the floor, avoiding the daughter he'd overlooked for years. When the house was quiet, I stood in the hall, soaking in the silence. No slamming doors, no smirks, no Tara acting invincible, no Mom playing favorites, just calm. A week later, I started redoing the house. Painted over dents, tossed old furniture, erased the past. I turned Tara's room into a painting studio, my passion, which they'd always said would never pay. Then I answered an email I'd ignored for months, a full scholarship from the university I'd deferred. They wanted me back. I went, free of baggage. Months passed. My art gained traction online. I freelanced for companies Tara once dreamed of working for. My professors supported me. My voice returned, slowly, then fully. One day, a LinkedIn message appeared. "Did you really wreck your sister's life for a degree?" I smiled and replied, "I rebuilt mine." She got buried in her own mess. Then I logged off. Last I heard, Tara was crashing with a friend 2 cities away, hopping between jobs. My parents moved in with an aunt who saw through their games. Holidays? I spent them with people who asked how I was, who loved without leaving marks. On my second graduation day, I didn't invite family, but I wore Grandma's necklace. As I stepped onto the stage, I whispered, "This is for every time I was told to shut up." The applause wasn't deafening. It didn't need to be. I held the pen, and the ending was mine. Thank you for watching Story. Please subscribe and hit the notification bell for more real